Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, you all are familiar with the video that I did about Samuel L. Jackson, where I was talking about his statements about African American actors versus Black British actors. And I talked about his statements with regard to the film Get Out, where he talked about how an African American would have felt that role as opposed to a British person who doesn't have the same experience when it comes to interracial relationships. There's a completely different situation around interracial relationships in America versus interracial relationships in Britain. They're more widely accepted, etc. For those of you who have not seen that video, I'll include a link in the description box. And I'll also post a link in the cards when I get an opportunity. So finally, the actor that Samuel L. Jackson was basically talking about, the actor from Get Out by the name of Daniel Kaluuya, has finally spoke out and he's expressed his views about Samuel L. Jackson's statements. And I'm going to just summarize some of the things that this actor's had to say about Samuel L. Jackson's statements, and then I'm going to provide further commentary. So, the actor Daniel Kaluuya pointed out how he's dark skinned. He talked about how many people view him as too black. And he also went on to talk about how in America, people are saying that he's not black enough. He went on to talk about how black people are singled out for their color everywhere. He talked about how he respects African Americans, and he said that he just wants to tell black stories. He also went on to talk about how he is frustrated that he has to show off his struggle so that people can accept him as black. He went on to say that he resents having to prove that he is black. So I want to talk about this for a second. Of course, I understand this issue of colorism. I've done quite a few videos on that issue. That's a very important issue, both in America and worldwide. But that is not the issue being raised by Samuel L. Jackson. That's not the issue. That's not what Samuel L. Jackson is talking about. I understand what this brother is saying when he talked about black people facing discrimination, everywhere. I understand that. I get that. I understand that. I understand that perspective and I agree with it. Black people are subjected to discrimination worldwide. And as many people know, I'm a Pan Africanist. I believe that all African people are one people and we need to unite and fight for our liberation worldwide. I agree with that. That's my position. And I still stand with that position. But I think that this issue of black people worldwide facing discrimination is different from the issue that Samuel L. Jackson raised. He talked about the unique experience of African Americans compared to other groups, in particular black British people. He talked about how interracial relationships are more widely accepted in England, you know, as opposed to in America. Now, nothing that this brother Daniel Kaluuya said rebutted that point. He didn't say that uh, interracial relationships are not widely accepted in Britain. In fact, none of these British actors or none of these people who are criticizing Samuel L. Jackson have made that point. They have not rebutted that basic point that Samuel L. Jackson was making about the difference between attitudes and perceptions about interracial relationships in America versus Britain. None of these people have. You had the the black British actor from Star Wars, use some expletives and all that kind of stuff, dismissing what Samuel L. Jackson had to say, but he did not dismiss the actual point with substantive rebuttal. Neither one of these people did. So, as it stands right now, nothing that Samuel L. Jackson has said has been rebutted. He said that there's a different experience in America versus Britain when it comes to the issue of interracial relationships and all the politics surrounding that issue. And that is a very valid point, especially in a film that's about interracial relationships. And the brother Samuel L. Jackson said, basically was saying that a African American would have brought a different experience to that film than someone from Britain, a place where interracial relationships are widely accepted. So that's one thing that I have to say. And then nothing that this brother said, deals with this question of African American actors being displaced. Nothing he said addresses the question about African Americans being denied different opportunities to excel in acting. I mean, there are great African American actors who have done great things, and there are plenty of them. But when you have a lot of these foreign black actors replacing African Americans for the most part, that means there are less opportunities for African Americans in this country. Nothing that this brother said addresses that. Nothing that any of these British people have said addresses that issue. African Americans are already marginalized in Hollywood. But when you add this additional element of foreign black people, that just makes it more and more difficult for black actors. And that's just a fact. It becomes more difficult for black actors to play the lead in various movies when you have black British actors taking those roles. That's something that is not addressed in these responses. And I think that that's where these people fall short. I think that they need to, at least express some kind of empathy for that issue, the issue of black actors being displaced, missing out on opportunities because of foreign actors taking on a lot of these roles. Um, and again, like I said in my prior video, I don't take anything away from these black foreign actors from Britain or anywhere else. They are excellent actors. I mean, people like the guy who played in 12 Years a Slave. I don't want to mispronounce the brother's name, but you know who I'm talking about. People like the brother who played in Selma and, Idris Elba. I mean, all those guys are great. I mean, this brother, Daniel Kaluuya, was great in Get Out. He was a great actor. I mean, his role was excellent, and that's why that movie has been, so successful because of his performance. So I'm not taking anything away from their performance. Our issue is not with these individual black British actors. The issue is with Hollywood and how they are hiring people for different roles. That's the issue. So I just had to respond to this. And, I just want to take time out to congratulate Jordan Peele for the success of Get Out. That movie has made $100 million. From what I understand, that's like a historic milestone for a black movie. And that's great. I'm glad to see that happen. And I hope that that brother does more thought provoking films about African American experiences. I hope that he does that, because we need more voices out here. We need more films out here besides Tyler Perry. We need more options out here. There was a time when you had a lot of black direct. I mean, there was a time when you had John Singleton, um, Spike Lee was popping back in the day. So you had these different. Then you had all these up and coming young directors. And I just hope that we see a resurgence in that. I hope that because of the success of this movie, Get Out, I hope that more people in Hollywood invest into, these black films to give, alternative perspectives a chance. So that's all I have to say about this. Again, I don't have anything but love for my black people from Britain, for my black people worldwide, for African people worldwide. But let's deal with these real issues in Hollywood. So tell me what y'all think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.